Locho sampo pa gyu trashi pa Toche tempe trile yarno da Pege drolor zambe ze parche Alde lame shabla so Oma Guru Vajrada Sumatimo Nishasane Kar Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradar Sumatimo Nishasane Uta Vardanya Shri Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Dagi Jetsun Lama Tuje Che Nyamda Dala Tuje Siksu So Gebe Shesan Dala Tendo So Oyon Sunge Nawa Tsedo So Tseche Nine Sowa Debe Tse Dechen Korlo Viso Lekshune Ila Sambe Dede Malu Pa Beme Lunge Drupra Jingelo Sonye Sodan Dikdun Shabe Tse Dunge Namge Yinso Lekshune Lapchen Sonye Yonso Zobada Chera Nyedun Chanwara Jingelo Chancho Parge Ninsen Tukun Tu Nyo Peme Sidro Lekshone Chancho Drube Gegen Kunshishi Tungen de la Drubra Jingelo Dagelo Na Chola Chobada Chemi Samjor Nimba Shiwada Chodan Timbe Dede Malupa Bemel Hunge Drubra Jingelo Dorna Tegne Tsera Tamcheda Techi Pardo Negav Tamchetu Rese Kyamne Lama Kele Me Tuje Chenge Dala Siksu So Gongya Drewe Nyamda Dachala Chetsun Lame Tuje Rabgongne Kudan Sunge Nawa Drametu Nyamsu Nyongwe Kesan Tobrasho Kewa Kuntu Yanda Lamada Rame Cheki Pela Lonchechi Sadan Lamge Yonte Rabzone Dorje Change Kopa Nyurto Vesho Pakyuke Kudan Dagi Lo Pakyuke Sundan Dagi Nga Pakyuke Tudan Dagi Ten Yerme Chikto Jingi Lo Makyuke Kudan Dagi Lo Makyuke Sundan Makyuke Tudan Dagi Ten Yerme Chikto Jingi Lo Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Okay. So, we have reached a moment of the practice now where after having prepared the offerings, we need to invite our main guest. Okay? So we went to the market, we bought everything, we cleaned it up, we prepared the food, so now we need to invite our guest. So to invite our guest, we need to invite someone that is worthy to come and make offerings, because we want to do our actions, then our actions should have results. So we invite our guest, which is called Guru Buddha, and the complete name is we call Lama Lobsan Tubon Dorje Chang, which means says Guru Sumati Kirti, which is Lama Tsongkhapa, Guru Sumati Lama Lobsang Tubwang Shakyamuni Vajradhara Dorje Chang. Okay, so who are we inviting is we're inviting the Guru that is in the appearance and inseparable of Lama Tsongkhapa, Sumati Kirti, that is inseparable of Buddha Shakyamuni and of Buddha Vajradhara. Okay, so this is called also the merit field. When we talk about the merit field, what do we mean by actually merit field? Sometimes we may think that when we talk about the merit field, it's like a collection of great bins full of merit. That's not the point. The word merit field is actually a metaphor that is being used, that the Guru, in this case Guru Buddha, is like a field that on which we can plant our seeds. When we go to plant seeds, if the field, the ground is fertile, we can have good results. If the field where we go to plant the seeds is not fertile, we will have no good results. If it's full of stones and too acid or whatever other reason, we can plant many good seeds, we will not have the good results. So similar to that, actually the field that we have here, or better, sorry, before that, the actions that we're going to do, the seeds that we're going to plant is what? The 7 limb prayers, so then doing prostrations, making offerings, and so on, requesting the blessings. These are all the actions that we're going to do. Where are we going to plant these seeds? In the merit field that is Guru Buddha. So Guru Buddha is the very fertile field on which, by making offerings and so on, we can have the right results. There is a big difference. I can make offerings to Mickey Mouse, or I can make offerings to Guru Buddha. There is a difference of result. So that's why Guru Buddha is the very fertile field on which we can plant the seeds of our positive actions. That's why we call it the merit field. It's a field on which we can plant our merits and we can gain good results. It's a suitable field to where to accumulate merits. So we invite Guru Buddha. In the moment of inviting Guru Buddha, first there is the visualization, and then there is a moment in which we invite the holy beings, the wisdom beings, to come to this place and become inseparable with the commitment being that is our actual visualization. Okay? So, in this moment, there are different ways of doing the visualization. A very simple way, and a middle and very extensive, complex way of doing it also. We will see the simple way, that is the one that is literally described in the Guru Puja text. Okay? It's possible to go into many more details out of it, but we're not going to go through that right now. Okay? Actually, for those that may be interested also into going in many of these details, there is also one book written in English from Dechen Ling Press. The name of the book now I don't remember, but it's been translated by what's the name now? David Gonzalez, which we are ordering the book here in the center. I don't know, maybe have not yet arrived. Okay, what's the name of the book? Manjushri Innermost Secret. Manjushri's Innermost Secret is the commentary of the Guru Puja. That's the commentary that all the monks that Guru Puja we read normally. That's a commentary that I studied. That was written by Yonzin Yeshe Gyaltsen, one great master of Tashilumpo. So there is the translation of this in English. In this you have all the details about the merit field and many other things, okay? Sure, you can have much better understanding than listening to what I say. But there is a lot there. So
if anyone is really interested to go into details of the merit field and so on, you can do that. What I see is that nowadays we have much more difficulty visualizing than before. One of the reasons that I believe for that is because nowadays we have too many informations coming from outside. Everything comes ready-made. It's like all the part, like movies, television, animations, all these things. Somehow it's very nice, but on another way also, it takes away a lot of the creativity of the mind. Before, you just listen to stories and you imagine, Now you don't need to imagine. Everything is just ready-made. So it takes away a lot of our own ability to imagine and to visualize and so on and so on. So, I believe that before, people were more able to visualize because they had less stimulations, less, external distractions. Okay? So, there are some very complex visualizations of the merit field. Both of the merit field of refuge or the merit field also of the Guru Puja. There are some very, very complex visualizations, like more than 250 deities and images that each one, for example, when you visualize the gurus of the lineage, supposed to visualize by the side of each one of them, there is a table with the text that they wrote, with the right amount of volumes that each one of them wrote. So Lama Tsongkhapa have 18 volumes. I only remember Lama Tsongkhapa. He has 18 volumes. Then I don't know. Each master have the number of volumes of the text that they have written. And you go into this, monks had nothing else to do in their life, basically, no? So they were passing, I'm joking, but not exactly like that, but they were passing a lot of time just making these meditations and practices. So they had time to learn how many texts each one had, to remember that, to see each one, how it's represented, and so on and so on. So go into very specific details about everything in the merit field. I prefer not to go into details right now, because then we can focus on the more simple way, more the essential part. And then after that, it's possible actually to add more parts to the practice. We can, slowly, you can visualize the deities around, and then the gurus of the lineage, and so on and so on. But we start with what is called in Tibetan Kundu Norbuluk, which is the jewel that condenses all that is precious. So visualize just Guru Buddha in front of us, not so many others. Okay? So the text is, and it's exactly what is being described in the Guru Puja text. So we will follow the actual text. Okay? So it says, Dedon yermel hala yamba kunsan chutin tripeu loma meto dribu yonze dogo pasam jumbe ter donga barwe rinchen triden chuge nida gebe ten kadrin sumden sawe lama sange kungi ngowoni Namba ngurmi zimbe gelon sheji chani zumkartro chaye cheje yoba nyamsha duzi kamwe lonze nam kurkundane chugo sumso serdo penshe uladze tukar kyabda dorje changwa sheji chani kudongo dorje sungne inchu magi. Okay, this is already gone beyond what we were supposed to. So verse number 9 and verse number 10. And it says, in the vast heavens of indivisible voidness and bliss, amidst billowing clouds of Samantabhadra offerings. What does this mean? We need to remember that the text is all written in a poetic way. And it's really excellent poetry and excellent way of writing in Tibetan. So, when it says, in the vast heavens of indivisible voidness and bliss, amidst billowing clouds of Samantabhadra offering, it's basically what we were visualizing before. The ocean of offerings, that's all, which are inseparable of great bliss and emptiness. So in the middle of this space in front of us, there is the ocean of offerings, and inside the ocean of offerings appears a tree. Okay? When we say Samantabhadra offerings, Samantabhadra was one bodhisattva, and he said that he was able to do offerings as no one else ever did before. Like the way how he was doing offerings is the most excellent way of making offerings. And he accumulated most of his merits by doing offerings. And so whenever you need to do offerings, what we say, may I make offerings just as Samantabhadra? Because when we say to excellent offerings are called Samantabhadra offerings. Okay? So this is the meaning when we say the Samantabhadra offerings. This means that of offerings made in an excellent way. So we visualize this ocean of offerings, okay? And in the middle of it, as it says, 1 second, all right? At the crest of a wishing-granting tree, embellished with leaves, flowers, and fruit, is a lion throne ablaze with precious gems. Upon there is a cushion of lotus, sun, and full moon. So, in the middle of this ocean of offerings, in the space of the union of great bliss and emptiness, appears a beautiful tree. Okay? The tree appears, and in the middle of the tree, more or less above the top of the tree, there is a throne. It's holding a beautiful throne. And it's very interesting to see that nature is always very much present in our practice. Buddha Shakyamuni reached enlightenment under a tree. He was born under a tree. When we visualize the merit field, we do it upon a tree. So nature is very much present in many, many aspects of the practice. So it's very important in this way for us to have awareness of this. So we visualize the tree. And the tree that we visualize, what type of tree actually it is called a wish-fulfilling tree, a wish-granting tree, a wish-granting tree. This is a tree that is said to exist in the God realms. It's basically a tree that anything that we need materially, it will grant to us. Okay? So, I don't know, maybe in the modern times people will say, okay, can I get a tree that gives me money? A tree that anything that you need is actually a tree is actually granting to us. My personal way of seeing this tree is the concept that nature is very generous to us and is giving everything that we need actually. There is nothing that nature is not granting us, if we really think about it. So when we talk about the wish-fulfilling tree, it's the nature itself that actually grants us everything we may need materially is being granted to us by nature. Okay? So, we have this beautiful tree, and the tree is adorned with many beautiful leaves and flowers and fruits. And in the middle of this tree, above in the middle of the tree, there is a beautiful throne. This throne is similar to the thrones that we normally know, but it's not like made of wood. It's made of precious gems, which is sustained by 8 lions that symbolize overcoming the 8 fears. And then it has a lotus flower, symbolizing renunciation, a moon cushion symbolizing bodhicitta, and a sun cushion symbolizing the correct view of reality. Okay? So, okay. The text continues and it says, on top of this sits my root guru, who is kind in the 3 ways, nature of all Buddhas. He, in aspect, is a saffron-robed monk with 1 face, 2 arms, and a radiant white smile. His right hand is in the gesture of expounding the Dharma. His left hand, in a meditative pose, cradles a begging bowl filled with nectar. He is draped with the 3 robes of lustrous saffron. His hand is graced by his head. His hand. Here there's a mistake in English. His hand is graced by a pandit's gold collar. His head, not his hand, in the English. His head is graced by a pandit's gold collar hat. Okay, the hat is in his head, not in his hand, right? Okay. So, what is the meaning of that? So, in the appearance as our guru, we can visualize the guru also indivisible kappa. All some kappa, the Buddha, it changes to remember the nature. So, when we talk about it, it means according to Sutra and according to Tantra. According to Sutra, the Guru that is kind to us in 3 ways. The 3 ways are giving us the vows, giving us the transmission of the teachings, and the explanation of the teachings. These are the 3 parts. According to Tantra, the 3 ways of being kind is giving us initiation, explaining us the sutras, and giving us the instructions based on experience, which we call menga. Okay, so we receive the initiation, we get an explanation, which is, look, there are so many deities, the meditation is done like this is the meaning, and so on. And then there are the instructions, which is based by direct experience. For example, self-healing is a direct instruction of Rinpoche. The practices that he's teaching us there, we have a lot of instructions actually that we receive. There's something somehow quite personal also that the master develops and understands and is sharing with us. Okay, so this is what we mean by being kind in 3 ways. It's important to remember that Guru Buddha in front of us is inseparable of all Buddhas, so he's representing everything that is there of pure. He's dressed up with the monk robes. He has having a beautiful smile. The smile is actually very important also because it remembers us of love and kindness. And one of my teachers, Kyabche Trawan Rinpoche, he used to say, oh, when visualize the Guru in front of you, he's smiling at you because finally he's happy you are doing something good. No? So instead of just wandering around and so on, you are there sitting, meditating, so he's happy for what you are doing. That's why he's smiling at you. But basically, imagine that Buddha is smiling at us, symbolizing for us also the love that he has towards us, the kindness, and so on. So we visualize this beautiful smile. His right hand is in the gesture of teaching the Dharma. His left hand is in the gesture of meditation, holding a vase, which is a begging bowl. Something similar to this, but black in color, like the one we have on the throne of Trichan Rinpoche there. There is a black one with some fruits inside. But actually, it is full of nectar, okay? This is also symbolizing that Guru Buddha is coming from the direct lineage since Buddha Shakyamuni. This begging bowl, we call lungse in Tibetan, is what the monks still use in some countries. But at the time of Buddha, the monks, actually the word for monks originally is the virtuous beggars. Gelong. So are the virtuous beggars. Ge means virtuous, long means beggar. So the monks, they would go, these virtuous beggars, they would go to the villages holding this black bowl, holding one stick, which is similar to the one that we have in front of the black bowl there, which we call karsil in Tibetan, and that it has this sort of ring that makes some little noise. So as they would go, they would walk with this, and they would go in front of the houses. They would just make this very soft sound, and then they would recite some prayer. No? For example, one of the main disciples of Buddha, Shariputra, he came because he was in the, I think it was Shariputra anyhow. My memory with names is really bad. One other monk was coming there, and he was a novice, and he went there to beg, and he was reciting Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Indeshan Tatagato Yavada Dateshan Chayo Niroda Evam Vadima Shramanaya Soha. The prayer, the mantra of interdependence, that all phenomena depend on causes and conditions and so on. And when he listened to that, he said, oh, that's so incredible. Who taught that? Can you explain me more? And then, I think it was Shariputra, yes. And then, at that point, the novice that had this, he said, really, I don't really know the meaning so well. He said, who taught you this? It was, was it Buddha Shakyamuni? Oh, I must go to see him to understand what is the meaning of this. So after that, he went and he became one of the main disciples of Buddha. So it's like, when we talk, so this was the tradition at the time. To go around, they would just recite some prayers, and then people would come and offer whatever they wanted to offer, and they will take this after the right time have arrived, and they will go back to their place to eat one time a day. Okay? So, this is what we call this begging bowl. Guru Buddha in front of us is holding the begging bowl, showing that he's coming from the lineage of Buddha Shakyamuni. He's dressed with the monastic robes. He has a yellow head, which symbolizes, the yellow color symbolizes pure morality, while it's pointed on top, just like the one we have in the drawing or the painting of Lama Tsongkhapa there. No? Lama Tsongkhapa's head is actually symbolizing pure morality, and the correct view of reality above which there is known. That's why it has the very sharp point, which above which there is known. It's very sharp. That's why, because it's saying it's the highest view of reality. So this is basically how we visualize the first part, Guru Buddha, in front of us. Okay? We go now to verse number 11. From 11 to 13. So once we have visualized Guru Buddha in front of us, now we go to the part where we visualize in the heart of Guru Buddha, Buddha Vajradhara. Before that, if we go into more details, it's possible to visualize in the heart of Buddha Vajradhara, in the heart of Guru Buddha, before visualizing Buddha Vajradhara, we can visualize Buddha Shakyamuni. Okay? So we visualize Buddha Shakyamuni with one face and two arms, with the right hand touching the earth, the left hand in the mudra of meditation, smiling at us. And in the heart of Buddha Shakyamuni, there is Buddha Vajradhara. Okay? The visualization of Buddha Vajradhara is basically in accordance with the Tantra of Guhya Samaja. If we do this practice in accordance, for example, with Yamantaka, at this point we visualize at the heart of Guru Buddha, Yamantaka. If we do according to Vajrayogini, at this point we visualize in the heart of Guru Buddha, Vajrayogini, depending on the practice that we are doing, okay? The way how the text is written is following exactly as the Tantra of Guhya Samaja. So, let's go through the text. In his heart, so in the heart of Buddha Shakyamuni, in the heart of Guru Buddha, in his heart, the all-pervading Lord Vajradhara, with a body blue in color, one face and two arms, hold Vajra and bell, and embraces Vajradhatishvari. They delight in the play of simultaneous voidness and bliss, are adorned with jeweled ornaments of many designs, and clothed in garments of heavenly silks. So, in the heart of Guru Buddha is Buddha Shakyamuni, in the heart of Buddha Shakyamuni is Buddha Vajradhara. Buddha Vajradhara is blue in color, with the hugging mudra, holding actually Vajra and bell, no? As we have here. Buddha Vajradhara is holding Vajra and bell, symbolizing the perfect union of method and wisdom, of bliss and emptiness. And at the same time also, Buddha Vajradhara is in union with the consort Vajradhatishvari, representing the union of great bliss and emptiness in the most subtle level of existence. And Buddha Vajradhara represents the way how Buddha Shakyamuni manifested himself as when he taught the Vajrayana path, as when he taught Tantra. So we can also see Buddha Vajradhara is also what we call the Sambhogakaya form of Buddha, which means the subtle body of a Buddha. Okay? Subtle. So we talk, it's like the subtle body of a Buddha. So basically, when we have Buddha Shakyamuni, and then there is Buddha, we have our Guru, in the heart of our Guru there is Buddha Shakyamuni, in the heart of Buddha Shakyamuni there is Buddha Vajradhara. This is showing us that Guru Buddha in front of us is inseparable of all Buddhas. Okay, that's the main point that we need to concentrate. And the text continues showing us the visualization. Verse number 12 is not talking about Buddha Vajradhara at the heart, but about Guru Buddha as a whole. And say, radiant with thousands of light rays, he is emblazoned with the major and minor marks of a Buddha, and sits in the Vajra position and held by a 5-colored rainbow. So Guru Buddha is from his heart, light emanates with different colors, which means the 5 colors lights, white, red, blue, yellow, and green. Light emanates like an auric body that expands through the whole universe. Okay? And at the same time, he has all the minor and major marks of a Buddha. When there is the description of the body of a Buddha, there are many marks of the body of a Buddha. How is the body of a Buddha, and so on. There are the 80 minors and the 36 major marks of a Buddha. Anyhow, here we don't go into the details of the marks of a Buddha, but basically his body is perfect in every aspect. And it's important to concentrate on this light that emanates from his heart and fills the whole universe. Totally pure, his skandhas are the 5 Buddhas gone to bliss. What is that? The 5 skandhas means the 5 aggregates. Basically, the 5 aggregates are body and mind. We have the aggregate of form, that is the body. Then we have the aggregate of sensation, the aggregate of discrimination, the aggregate of compositional factors, and the aggregate of consciousness, which are the mind, are 4 aspects of the mind. Okay? So basically his 5 aggregates are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, the 5 Buddhas gone to bliss. That's a way of calling a Buddha. Okay, Deshin Shekpa, which is in Tibetan. So basically it's those gone to enlightenment, those gone beyond suffering. So his 5 aggregates are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. The 5 Dhyani Buddhas we have Vairocana, Amitabha, Akshobhya, Ratnasambhava, and Amoghasiddhi, just as we have represented around us here, which represents the qualities, our human qualities, developed at their maximum potential. This means the meaning of the representation of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Actually, at this part of the text, it starts to describe what we call the body mandala of Guru Buddha, according to the Tantra of Guhya Samaja. Okay? So for those that have some familiarity with the Tantra of Guhya Samaja, you understand what I will say now. For those that don't have, next weekend we're going to talk about it, okay? So we have here on the 5 chakras, there are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, there are the 5 aggregates, the 5 elements. Here it talks about the 4 elements because the space element very often is kept secret. So we have the 4 elements, or if we go into more details, the 5 elements are the 5 great mothers, which means the 5 elements are pure. Then we have the 8 bodhisattvas, the 5 deities of the 5 senses, and the 8 bodhisattvas and the 10 protectors, which is the mandala of Guhya Samaja. So basically, in the body of Guru Buddha, we have all the different deities, just as in the whole body mandala of Guhya Samaja. So as it says here, his 4 elements are the 4 motherly consorts, the bliss of his senses, his energy channels, sinews, and joints are in reality bodhisattvas. The hairs of his pores are the 21,000 arhats. His limbs are the wrathful protectors, the light rays directional guardians, lords of wealth and their attendants, while the worldly gods are but cushions to his feet. Okay? So basically what it means is that Guru Buddha is inseparable of all holy beings. So imagine that Guru Buddha is there is the whole body mandala of Guhya Samaja. If we have some acquaintance with the practice of Guhya Samaja, we can visualize in the body of Guru Buddha 5 Dhyani Buddhas, the 5 great mothers, the 5 sense deities, the 8 bodhisattvas, the 10 protectors. We can visualize it. But this is already a step ahead. Okay? In the beginning, we just try to just visualize Guru Buddha. Then, the next verse is actually very condensed, but saying a lot of things. If we go into the detailed visualization of verse number 13, there is a lot there. It says, surrounding him in their respective order is an encircling sea of actual and lineage gurus, yidams, hosts of mandala deities, Buddhas, bodhisattvas, viras, dakinis, and protectors of the teachings. So basically, around Guru Buddha, who are there? All the masters of the lineage. The ones that have given teachings directly to us and the gurus that have given teachings to our gurus. So in the drawing we have this represented above on the 2 sides. On the head above and on the 2 sides. Then, around below, there are all the Buddhas, all the yidams of the 4 classes of Tantra, all the Buddhas, the bodhisattvas, the dakas, which is viras means dakas, the dakinis, and all the protectors of the Dharma. They are all surrounding. Okay, so there are very detailed explanations about all of this. We are not going to go into that right now because I think it will be too much details and then we will just lose ourselves. Let's just focus mainly on Guru Buddha in front of us. And when we talk about visualizing Guru Buddha, it's not just like trying to put a painting in front of us. Okay? To visualize means to imagine the presence. Very often I give the example of a pizza, no? So if we try to imagine a pizza, are we able to visualize a pizza, to imagine a pizza in front of us? I think so, no? So we have more or less the size of the pizza. We can imagine the red of the tomato, the white of the melted mozzarella. Then we have a little bit whatever else ingredient we like to have in the pizza we can imagine. Then we can imagine the temperature of the pizza, the heat coming up. As I look to the pizza, my glasses get all, what do you say in English? Steamed up. And then the smell of the pizza comes. I start to get water in my mouth. And then as I go and I cut the pizza, there is a part that is more soft, a part that is a little bit more hard as I go around the pizza. And then when I cut it and I have the taste of the pizza coming, the mozzarella melting, the taste of the tomato. As I swallow it, there is still remaining a little bit of the taste in my mouth. And I can go on and on, okay? As we imagine this, is it an experience only visual or we have the other senses also there? We have all senses. So when we imagine Guru Buddha, it's not just simply like a painting in front of us. Sometimes the tankas are not so useful because we have the idea that to visualize Lama Tsongkhapa means you just take that painting and you put it in front of us in your mind. It's not that. It's Lama Tsongkhapa being there. When we visualize Guru Buddha, it means having Guru Buddha in front of us. And let's try to help a little bit with that. For example, when we imagine a person that we really love so much, someone that we have fallen in love with, okay? And we remember this person, and we imagine this person, is it just a visual experience, or is it a full experience of our senses? It's a complete experience, okay? Sometimes we may see someone that has fallen in love, and then the person is there by himself or herself, then it's just like closed eyes and start to smile, and you can see that it's there. Why remembering the person that he or she is in love with, no? So it means that it touches ourselves, it changes something within us. So I talk for myself now. When I am with my guru, I have very fortunately many gurus, but specifically now I can talk all of them really. I have this experience. I can talk by my root guru, which is Lama Kanche Rinpoche. It gives me so much joy just to be by his presence. It's like just thinking about him, seeing him, listening to him, touching him, being by his presence gives me great joy. And it's something that it's actually beyond words. It's like when we fall in love with a person. So, one of the reasons why we visualize the Guru in front of us and not just directly the image of Buddha, that Buddha somehow, I have so much respect for Buddha, but still is a little bit far away. When I imagine my Guru, that is the connection for me to Buddha, and I imagine my Guru in front of me, and I imagine his smile, and I imagine his smell, I imagine his way of being, his love emanating to me and everything, it overwhelms me. Okay, and that's what we do in this moment. That's what we are visualizing. It's not just a matter of having a sort of a painting, a tanka in front of us, or a statue. Okay, it's really imagining Guru Buddha there. And the important thing is that the stronger is the connection that we have with our own Guru, the stronger will be this moment in the practice. Like, I have seen many times Rinpoche, while talking about his Guru, having tears in his eyes of emotion. Many times. It's something that deeply touches the heart. No? So, what happened is that, it's like, I remember now one time, there was one disciple, a boy. And after one teachings, when I was explaining the relation with the Guru and this attraction that we have and talking about my own experience, he came by then and he said, "Oh, Lama, thank you so much for your explanation. Because I am sure if you were a woman, I would have said that I have fallen in love with you." No? So, which means it's like we have an attraction, but the problem is that in our culture, when we have a strong attraction towards someone, who this person can be? Or family? Or a friend? Or let's call a lover? Is there any other category that we put normally of attraction? Not really. Not even teachers we put normally. So we don't have the Guru, the spiritual guide. But once we experience the attraction that we feel the love that we feel towards our spiritual guides, it's something that goes much beyond any mundane type of love and falling in love that we may experience. It's something that is really deep. So in the moment that we visualize Guru Buddha in front of us, is a full sense experience that touches our heart. And then we really imagine Guru Buddha is there in front of us. And this is one of the reasons why when we talk about the power of meditating with the Guru, inseparable of all Buddhas. Because when I connect myself to Guru Buddha, it's not something conceptual. It's not like I imagine the Buddha, oh yes, because I am Buddhist, so I follow Buddha Shakyamuni. No. It's something that is coming from my heart in a non-conceptual way. And this is connecting me to all the holy beings. So in this moment, we visualize Guru Buddha, and it's not just an image that we imagine, it's a full sense experience. So, around Guru Buddha, there are all the other holy beings. And as I said before, we can go into many details, but I prefer not to go into details right now, because then it's too much information, and then we just simply get lost into it. Who wants to go into more informations? There is the text, there are all the explanations that we can go into it without any problems. Okay. Yeah. Actual and lineage gurus. Actual gurus are the gurus that we have received, we have met physically, we have received teachings. Lineage gurus is the gurus of our gurus. Okay? So, which verse were we? 14. So, okay, once we have visualized Guru Buddha in front of us, the next step is to invite all the holy beings, the wisdom beings, to come to this place. The visualization that we have is called actually the concentration being. Okay? This is the visualization. Then after the visualization, in order for it not to be just as, a reflection of our mind, because the visualization is something that I am imagining, I will invite the wisdom beings to come here and to become inseparable. So it's not just my visualization, it's the actual wisdom beings that are going to be here for me. So, we start with the invocation of the wisdom beings in verse number 14. And it says, Deta gosum dorje sumse hungi wese chagyo ranshineni yeshepanan chedra yerme tempar kyur pyonso dele chungne dusumgi tsagyo lama yidan kunjo sum pawo kanro chogyon sum soche tuje wangi dirche tempar shu chana ranshi dro kunraya nato duche sampa jishin tu chirian charwa kensetin leche kyabkon tamba korche sheksu sol. The 3 doors of each are marked with 3 vajras, which means the 3 doors means body, speech, and mind, which represents crown, throat, and heart. So at the crown, throat, and heart of every one of the Buddhas of the merit field, there is a white Om, a red A, and a blue Hum, symbolizing the pure body, pure speech, and pure mind. If we want, we can also visualize the yellow Tram and the green Ri. But mainly is the white Om, red A, and blue Hum, symbolizing body, speech, and mind. From their syllables Hum, at their heart, light rays goes out and hook-like draw forth from their natural abodes the wisdom beings, so that they may become inseparable. So light emanates from the heart of Guru Buddha, going to the 10 directions, going to the heart of every Buddha, every holy being, requesting them to come to this very right place. It's like a hook type of light. It's like if this light that emanates have a sort of magnetic energy to bring back the pure energy of all the holy beings. So an emanation of every Buddha, of every Bodhisattva, of every holy being emanates from their holy abodes and come here and absorbs into Guru Buddha in front of us. Okay? So at this point we visualize the light emanating, then we do the actual request, and then we visualize the absorption. The request is verse 15 and 16, and the absorption is in verse number 17, and it says, You who are the source of goodness, bliss and perfection, O root and lineage gurus, yidams, 3 jewels of refuge, viras, dakinis, dharmapalas, and protectors, together with your entourage of the 3 times, which means all the Buddhas of the past, present, and future, by the power of your compassion, come forth and remain firm. So it's not because I am special that you are coming here. It's because out of your compassion, it's through the power of your compassion, please come here. Who am I to make Buddhas come here? No one. But to the power of your compassion, I am here with a good motivation that I want to practice the Dharma in order to reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So please, out of your compassion, come to this place right now. Though all things are totally free of inherent coming and going, so though all phenomena are interdependent and free of inherent existence, still you arise through your virtuous conduct of wisdom and loving compassion, in whatsoever form suits the temperament of varied disciples. One of the main qualities of a Buddha is to adapt himself to the needs and capacities of the disciple. One of the reasons why we need to reach enlightenment is because the only way how to really help others is by reaching enlightenment. Otherwise, we cannot adapt to the needs and capacities of everyone. Because really, who needs to adapt is the one that helps, not the one that is being helped. So, in that moment you say, because I really want to help everyone, in the way how I am right now, I am not able because to adapt myself to the needs and capacities of everyone. That's why we need to reach enlightenment. That's the quality of a Buddha. So you, all holy Buddhas that have this quality out of your wisdom and compassion, please come right now here and manifest yourself in the most suitable form to benefit my mind. So, we say, O holy refuge and protectors, please come forth with your entourage. So it means all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. When we talk here about protector, it means those that you who are the protector, you who protect me from suffering, protect me from my defilements. In this sense, Guru Buddha is called protector here. It's not talking about Dharmapalas in this case, okay? All holy beings are called protectors because protect us from samsara, protect us from our own mental defilements, protect us from suffering. Then we do Om Guru, Buddha, Bodhisattva, Dharmapala, which are the Dharma protectors. Sapariwara means Kordanchepa in Tibetan, which is with your whole entourage. Ehyahi, I don't remember the meaning of that. Zahum Bam Ho means come, stabilize, and absorb. Become inseparable with one with the other, which is the wisdom and commitment beings become non-dual. The wisdom being, which are the holy beings, let's say it's like the mind, the soul, the actual holy beings come and become inseparable, non-dual of the visualization that I have in front of me. Okay? So in this way, we are concluding this part of inviting the holy beings and generating the merit field in a way that the visualization we have is not anymore just a simple image, but it's the actual holy being, it's the actual Guru Buddha that is there in front of us. So it's something that touches our heart. This Guru Buddha is there in front of us. All the holy beings are there in front of us. So this is what we generate at this moment. Some of us it may be helpful for some of us to understand it also in the sense that I have always been a bit skeptical with things. I'm still today, in the sense that I believe in things that are, or I can understand through logics, or I can have a direct experience. Then there are things that I don't understand, I have no experience, and I put them in waiting list. Maybe one day I understand them. In the sense, maybe one day I understand that they exist, maybe one day I understand that they don't exist, but I have some understanding of it. It's like when we talk about reincarnation. Scientifically speaking, does reincarnation exist or not? It's not yes and not no. No, because what happened is that have the existence of reincarnation be proven scientifically? No. And the non-existence of reincarnation, has it been proven scientifically? So what is more powerful? What is more important? the lack of proofs of the existence of the lack of proofs of the non-existence. The same. So having proven is our that we are not able to prove one or the other. Okay? So that's these are the things that go to waiting list. Things that we cannot understand conceptually, and we have no direct experience. But one thing that the more I go on my own path, the more clear becomes to me, is that there are wisdom beings, and we receive blessings. Blessing is when we receive a positive influence from someone. It's like, for example, if we are near to a person that is full of love, are we influenced by it? Yes, so we receive a blessing. If we are near to someone that is very angry, are we influenced by it? Yes, we are receiving another blessing on the negative aspect. No? Even in Tibetan, sometimes it's not really used in this way. It's like more like a sort of a joke. Oh, look what a blessing I got today. No? It's like, look in the other way. Okay, it's more like a joke. But really, the point is that a positive condition that helps us to transform our mind positively, that's the blessing that we receive. But it depends very much also the way how we connect our mind. Because if I am in the middle of many people and suddenly there is a person that is very joyful, a person that is very happy, if I connect to that person, if I synchronize my mind with that person, can I feel joy? Yes. If I do not have any synchrony with the person, will I feel any joy? No. So this means that the blessings are always there. It's just a matter of us being open to receive it or not. Okay? So, there have been many, many special holy beings, both in human forms and not, I believe. And for example, when Lama Tsongkhapa or Buddha Shakyamuni or many other great beings, they passed away from that physical form. Do they continue to exist or they stop existing? They continue to exist as everyone else. So if I open myself to connect with them, it's possible to connect with their energy. It's possible to request them to come to this place here, out of their compassion, out of their wisdom. This is one aspect. The other aspect, which may help us to understand a little bit, is this modern theory called the morphogenetic fields, which talks that we're trying to make it simple. Every person, every family, every word, everything has a sort of a energetic field to which we can connect. So when we connect to this energetic field of the gurus and so on, we are actually entering in contact with that. And this influences ourselves very strongly. Okay? I don't want to go into details right now. It will be too long. But in the moment that we open our mind to Guru Buddha and to all the gurus of the lineage, to all the holy beings, we are really entering in contact with these wisdom beings that are really coming here. So it's not just an intellectual game that we are doing of imagination. It's really entering in contact with these holy beings, opening our mind. And when we are able to do it in the right way and we really feel emotioned. We really feel touched by it. And this is something possible, very, very possible. So that's what we are doing at this moment of the practice. We are inviting the holy beings to come here and be inseparable with our own visualization in order for us to accumulate merits, to purify our negativities, to request the blessings, and to familiarize our mind with the path to enlightenment. Okay? So today we will leave here. Tomorrow we will start with the part of the 7 limb prayers, prostrations, offerings, and so on and so on. Okay?
Jetsun lame kutse raptenchi namkar tinle chochur gepadang losan tembe dreme sasumgi drove munsel tato ne gyurchi nimo dele tsendele nime kunyan delekshin ninsen takto delekpe Concho sumke jinge lo, concho sumke ngodrup sol, concho sumke trashisho. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the 3 jewels grant us their blessings.
May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspicious. Push to the left.